Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V. It's a 1.6 SR diesel. This car's covered 65,000 miles, has wonderful ownership to it, and lots and lots of options fitted. The black is obviously an option on the car. It's also got the exterior styling pack with the sort of silver trims, low down front and rear, side steps, door protector mouldings, and also the upgraded Nav System from the top of the range EX model. So many thousands of pounds have been spent on this vehicle to separate it from a standard one. Front of the car, clear, lenses intact, no cracks or condensation in those. Bumper very clean. Apologise, it's just been cleaned, so there might be some watermarks. But I'm trying to do this before the rain starts, and it's imminent, so I'm trying to beat it as best I can. Near side of the car, indentation free, can't see any on there at all. Near side front alloy, generally very nice, just the tiniest bit of pickling right on the outside edge there. Full set of Michelin tyres fitted to this car as well, which gives you an idea of the kind of ownership the vehicle's had. Near side rear, absolutely unmarked. And then come around the back of the car, again all very, very clean and tidy. Got that silver garnish at the bottom there, which forms part of the exterior pack. And then onto the offside, driver side, again really smooth in the panels, no indentations I can see at all, paint's really good. Offside alloy on the rear, again absolutely unmarked. And the remaining panels are really nice, with only the odd very light mark. You always get the odd little brush mark, sorry, panel alloy really lovely, which on a sort of 6-7 year old car with this kind of mileage you'd expect to see, but it is one of the nicest out there, definitely. It's coming to the boot area now. Absolutely cavernous boots, 60/40 fold on the rear seats, and they're quick release by the handles internally or by the side of the seats. It's coming to the back now. Front seats are set for me, and I'm over 6 foot tall, which shows you just how much leg room you get. They are amazingly cavernous in the back, and unlike so many CR-Vs in the back, it hasn't been battered about with kids. You've got that lovely half leather interior, still in very nice condition. It's coming to the front and the passenger side now. Again, all very, very clean and tidy. Finally coming to the driver's side. Again, all very, very nice indeed. The driver's seat itself, the one takes all of the bashing, but still looks in really fabulous condition. So inside the car now, engine's running this section, so the dash can be seen illuminated as I always do. There you can see, this is the sat-nav system fitted to the car from the EX model, as I said. Don't confuse this with the lesser sat-nav systems fitted into the SETs. It's a much better system because it also incorporates this much bigger rear parking camera as opposed to one you normally find in a top screen up there, which is standard on the car. But everything all working exactly as it should rather. Come across to the dashboard binnacle. Hopefully you can see 65,869 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine is running. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for Honda CR-V, and it's a 1.6 SR. This particular car is registered LB14FLE, and mileage at the start of the road test is 65,863 miles. The reason we do these videos, as I said, all of them, very simply, is that we want anyone that's looking at any of our cars in the adverts to actually see that very car in operation. We know to our cost, unfortunately, just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car, which whilst it can look great in the photographs and descriptions given, when you get there and drive it, you can find out it's got a fundamental issue which shows up whilst driving the car. So that's why we do it. It's also done on these very quiet country roads. This actually forms part of the test drive route that any prospective buyer would go on. The reason for that is hopefully then it'd be representative of what you'd feel should you be offered a test drive in the car. The car itself, as you'll know, been very, very well looked after, and I have to say, without being a complete spoiler about it, it feels it immediately. It is as tight as a drum. Engine starts instantly, as they generally tend to do. Settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. Bear with me 1 second while I just manoeuvre a second. Oh, she's going to go that way. Yeah, smooth, even idle. Temperature gauge running at a third. The car's been running for some time now, and that is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these vehicles. The engines are simply fantastic diesel engines, because basically you buy a diesel for good, mostly for a simple reason, and that's for reliability, longevity, and fuel economy. Now, fuel economy can be an interesting one because, some cars in the real world don't tend to give anywhere close to what the manufacturers claim, and others do. The Honda's always been quite conservative as a manufacturer. It's not to say they all match what they claim, but they're pretty damn close, and they are incredibly economical if driven in the fashion that sort of Honda recommend. And that's not like an old granny, by the way. That's it's just been smooth with the vehicle. It's a wonderful, wonderful engine. On top of which, it's very quiet. It's very smooth. Only really at low speed are you aware that it is actually a diesel. When you're up and going, you hardly feel it at all. But it's got a lovely power delivery. It's not all and nothing. It revs through the power band very, very nicely indeed. And they have a reputation for reliability and longevity that is absolutely unmatched in its class. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch on the car, absolutely perfect. Bike point is exactly where it's meant to be, and it's nice and smooth and positive in the actuation. The gearbox is simply brilliant. I've said it on pretty much every video for a CR-V, because of course they all will feel the same. It's just a fantastic gear change. No matter what type of vehicle it's in, it feels mechanical, which I love, because it's not one of those horrible, light, lifeless, vague things. It's got a distinct click-click action as you engage the gears. You can feel the synchromesh engaging, and that's really impressive because, like most front-wheel drive cars now, it's a cable that runs through to the gearbox underneath. So to get that kind of sensation it just shows how much work Honda put into these things, and it feels as new. I can't feel any wear in it at all. Same goes for the steering, which is lovely in operation. It tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at all at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, but a really good power steering system. It feels nicely weighted on the road. It's pretty quick. It's not sort of slovenly, so you don't have to turn the steering wheel much to get through the corners. But it's accurate and very precise indeed. And the suspension and the chassis of the vehicle continues the theme, really, because what it gives you is a very compliant, very well damped ride. I've always think Hondas have a kind of a nuggety quality to them, but it's not harsh in any way. But what it gives you is really good body control through the corners. It flows through corners far better than you'd expect it to. It's a very, very well thought out chassis. Honda know this market so well. The CR-V is the best selling SUV in the world, and it's very obvious to see why hundreds of thousands of people every year buy them, because it is a car that has very few vices indeed. So I'm going to swing around here. What I'm also looking for on road test, by the way, is any sign of any noises or rattlings coming from underneath the vehicle from the suspension that shouldn't be there, and there's nothing at all. It's, again, incredibly tight on the road. So get up to speed and give the brakes a bit of a shove, so make sure no one's directly behind me. Get up to the legal limit, because that's when, if there's any kind of pulsing, it does show up there. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a nice shove now, but really positive. Brake pedal bites really nicely. There's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all, so all very, very good indeed. Coming to the interior, first things first, silence in the right way. No squeaks, no rattles. They are beautifully put together cars, and I've said this on umpteen videos, because build quality isn't squidgy plastics and heavy thuddy sounding doors, which is rather nice to hear and feel. It's actually how they're all clicked and clipped together and screwed together. And this is where the Hondas in the real world of ownership are miles ahead of most manufacturers. They make things incredibly practical, which can look, you know, hard. So the plastics here are quite hard, but they're easy to clean, they're easy to look after, they work beautifully. You do have soft touch plastics, you know, it's a lovely interior. It also happens to be a lovely place to sit and operate a car, brilliant visibility, a dashboard that's very well equipped, and as I mentioned in the walk around video, this one with this big screen sat nav, fantastic. That's a really lovely option to have on the car, because, you know, as I said, the big camera comes on it, all working perfectly. Likewise, the climate control system, which is dual zone, so you can have different temperatures side to side, again all working exactly as it should. We checked the air conditioning in a nice warm workshop, and it blows out lovely cold air. Heated seats again work exactly as Honda manufactured. And then directly in front of me here, a dashboard, simple, easy, legible, nice to look at and nice to read. It's all you really need on there. Steering wheel, quite small in diameter, which I really like. Feels great in hand, feels pretty much like new to hold. Auto lights, auto wipers, cruise control, all working exactly as it should as well. It really has been very well looked after, quite clearly, by with its owner. As I said at the start of the video, the point, it's only brief, is literally just to feedback on any issues there might be on the car. It's rare we have any, but we do have the odd car, you know, normally part exchanges and trade cars that come in which might have a few little glitches, but obviously this type of car would hope that there wouldn't be, and that is nothing at all. I can't differentiate between this and a new one to drive. It feels absolutely rock solid on the road. As always though, if you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate, do give us a call.